Well, I found myself needing more swear words.
Well, make them up.
Well, we should have more descriptive swear words, or more inventive swear words. So then people wouldn't be offended the fact you're just resorting to foul language, because
Well,
actually
you
it's
can have
quite
bollocks.
clever and flowery.
Bollocks is fantastic.
Bollocks is
Good, useful for many occasions.
No, well, very handy with
We
sometimes.
were thinking of doing a mini-series, Talk Shropshire with Nick and Rich. Because we've got our own vernacular.
Okay, so we may as well.
We should probably crack on. Now, for today's Ask Ed, I've made a huge journey nearly out of the country, all the way up to Shropshire, to meet the boys of Bad Obsession and Project Binky. We've got Nick and we've got Rich, and they very kindly actually agreed to answer me some questions. So here goes.
We have. So, first one, Robert Barker. He said, "Hi Ed, want a beer?"
Oh, that's very, very kind of you, thank you very much, but actually it's a little bit early for that.
See you then.
Oh yes, please, thank you very much. He's very good, isn't he?
He is good. That's why, I like keeping him in my bag. Second question, Mark Sharpley asked, would Scrapheap Challenge ever appeal again? If they ever brought it back? Or a programme of sort of that nature?
That would be really good fun, actually. I've actually only ever guested on Scrapheap Challenge, so I was a kind of a judge, if you like. But it's a fantastic idea for a show. I did a show very similar called Panic Mechanic just after that on BBC Two. It was very, very good fun. And I kind of like the idea. Really what you guys are doing is sort of misappropriating things, if you like.
We do that a lot.
Yeah, and it's great fun, so I'd absolutely love to do that. Yes, it's a good question.
Love that show. Thought it was really good fun. Thought we'd have a pretty good go at that, to be honest, Nick. Nick, you with us?
Sorry, mate.
Apparently not.
Don't worry about it. So Richard asks, talking of new shows, what about Wheeler Dealers 2? Are you going to watch it? And what's it going to be like, do you think?
That's a very good question. Of course I'm going to watch it. I'll be very intrigued to see what they do with the place, obviously. But we've had a huge response from the fans since the announcement, and they have given advice really to both Velocity and Mike about all the things they should have done or should be doing. And I actually think because of that, now those guys are going to have this kind of common goal of trying to make the best possible show they can. And knowing Anstead and the way sort of that he operates, he is going to do absolutely everything he can to make the show as best as it possibly can. So I think at the end of the day, the audience should have a real treat in the store.
I'm looking forward to it. So Warren A. Gage asked, I'm busy working on an independent off-grid integrated power supply. Since you enjoy tinkering with different ideas, have you considered presenting a show with this type of material?
Well, that is very interesting. Obviously, we did the Maserati on the show, and obviously that electric conversion is definitely the way forward for classic cars, I think, anyway. But also, it is an amazing technology. Obviously, you stick a load of solar panels on your garage roof, and you've electrified your classic car. You then have free driving kind of nearly forever, which is wonderful. And I've actually written a show which is all about electric cars and maybe a couple of world records or little challenges and stuff. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, if we can get all the ducks to line up, then yes, we will definitely go in that direction. That would be good fun.
Yeah. Maria Gray asked, hypothetical scenario. Which car or cars no longer in production would you like to see go back into production one more time?
Wow. Steer Mini or kill it.
Well, they've kind of cheated with that already, haven't they? But I don't know, it's a good question. I think what would be really awesome is, you know, those guys Gibbs, they did the Aquada stuff, they did a few other bits and pieces. So I think they never really kind of made it all the way out, although they got the production model, they never really sold them. So I'd love to see those back on the road, because I think, you know, we live on an island with a lot of water in it. The obvious thing to do is travel around in amphibious vehicles. That'd be fantastic fun. But then, I guess going back, there's like a little cute thing they had in Norway called the Think, which is a little electric car. It's now rather been overtaken by the Tesla, but that was it was a really great idea that was just a little bit before its time, so it'd be nice to see if they could have a new sort of reinvention of that.
Combine the two, electric amphibious.
Well, absolutely, that's the way forward. I think in that case, the beach buggy, because I had a cunning plan about that.
Did you?
Well, electric amphibious beach buggy, why not? That's a good idea, isn't it?
Moving on. Nicola Eames asked, do you have any advice for a car-mad 7-year-old who wants to be just like you when he grows up?
Absolutely. First of all, you need to study quite a bit to make sure that you have a really good idea of what's going on, but also ask loads and loads of questions. That's pretty much how I actually learnt my trade, if you like, by asking some blokes up the road how to do stuff again and again and again. They got kind of bored of it. They used to call me the spirit of ignorance, but it was worth it. It works out, and just be curious, have an inquisitive mind, and you will get there in the end. But please, yes, carry on with that. It'd be wonderful.
And try.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to get it wrong.
Exactly. In fact, getting it wrong is the best bit in some respects.
Yeah,
because the next one will always be better.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Nick?
We've tried 1, 2.
Apparently so.
We're living proof of that. So Vivian McNeil asked, a couple of years ago, you were making a delicious-looking baked brie for Christmas dinner.
Okay.
She'd like the recipe, and also for comfy banana cocktail. What on earth is comfy banana cocktail?
It's possibly the best cocktail ever invented.
Right.
By me, mostly,
Okay,
actually.
yeah.
Well, I had a company many moons ago, and it was called Comfy Banana. We used to make kind of lots of weird vehicles. That's where the sofa came from. We had driving beds, bathrooms, offices, all that kind of stuff. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, so we had a very weird name, so I never had to commit to anything in particular. It's not a great plan for a business, to be honest. But then, many moons later, we were on a stag night, and we were actually at Amsterdam, and we were in this cocktail bar, and I looked at the list of the cocktails, wasn't entirely keen on them. I said, well, can I make my own? I said, of course. So then I just wanted to personify the kind of experience of Comfy Banana with the company. And so obviously there was bitter moments, there were sweet moments. Of course, it had to have some southern comfort going on, some banana-ness, obviously because of the name. And then the cocktail was born. And I immediately lost the ingredients until 2 years later when I managed to rediscover it and then sent it to myself and wrote it down and everything else. So yes, that's a good idea. Maybe the next video you see will have exactly that in it.
Yeah, okay.
It is good though. Half a pint of it and you are the best dancer on the planet for about
That
half
would never
an hour.
happen to me. I'll never be, no matter how much Comfy Banana.
No,
I will never
seriously,
be a
you
good
have to
dancer.
try it first. It is amazing.
I'm not buying anything nowadays. I'm on the floor.
Sniffing the barmaid's apron, you're anybody's.
I do the barmaid.
That's the point.
Actually, it doesn't, does it?
Well, thank you very much, chaps. It's been wonderful.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
You realise, of course, you're still wearing your orange gloves, don't you?
I am, actually, yeah, but that's because I keep spilling my tea. So protection first. Well, we should go crack on. Let's, so that's a good point. We start with that question. You must have some questions for me.
Well, we get asked quite a lot of questions. One of the big ones that we get asked is, what colour is it going to be?
Orange, obviously. Probably more specifically, the McLaren volcanic orange.
Possible.
Yeah? I don't believe him for a second. Come on, what is it going to be then?
Something.
He doesn't know, does he?
No, it doesn't.
Well, is it going to be something really complicated with like 5 different layers in the process? A bit of flip-flop, a bit of pearl.
Ooh.
In fact, is it going to be more than one colour? Is it going to be two-tone or some scallops or some flames or something more northern?
No, not flames, no. Flames
Pies.
is just pies.
Tea stains.
Teas, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
There's,
You could paint it as if it was tea bags being thrown, like you drive through a field of insects. Well, don't you have a field of insects? A swarm of insects. A field of insects is really
Difficult to
hurt.
get enough speed up across the field to get insects splattered. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, on the road then, through some insects, if you imagine that they were actually tea bags, and then you then imagine that the tea bags are onto the car, and then you end up with a kind of scallopy kind of thing.
It's messy, but I like it.
Yeah, but that's how
And
it
then
is.
just lacquer over it.
Well,
just
yeah.
Tea stain.
done.
Yeah, well, you don't have to use actual tea. You could have an artist do it.
Yeah, we wouldn't have
Or you
any
could
tea bags
actually use
kicking
these.
in
Yeah.
there.
Well, tea stains very well. I mean, we did on the what was that old car, the rat rod we did. And that was kind of, I had to have a vision, this story in my head, which was basically driving through a sandstorm. And then that was the same thing as what would happen to the car if that was the case. And then you do the same thing.
When we get the car finished, paint it a neutral colour and then actually drive it through a big stack of tea bags.
See what happens. We can do that.
That's a winner.
and then lacquer it.
And then done.
All right, cool, nicely done.
Did you just Vogue?
No, he was going for the fly again.
I got a fly. I have carcass.
Ooh.
I got no job.
So come on then, have a
Yes, good.
complicated question.
A complicated question. Nick, you're probably better at a complicated question than I am.
Well, not too complicated, obviously. Well, what else? do you think?
Given that the universe is the biggest thing that we know about,
Right.
and it all started with a Big Bang, what is it expanding into?
It could be itself. When you think about the way that obviously that sort of gravity and stuff in space works, obviously because it is a continuum, when you actually think about it, you can actually fold space, because obviously if you have something really, really heavy and actually bends space, then obviously it could be expanding into itself in a kind of donut sort of thing. Maybe?
I'm done.
Suffusion of yellow.
That's brilliant. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry, I misunderestimated it.
Oh, along a similar vein then,
Okay.
do you believe that fate, destiny, all that, or we choose what to do from minute to minute, or is our entire existence a reflection of a former life caught in the event of horizon of a black hole, and everything we do has already actually happened?
Oh, that's interesting. But then obviously that would have had to happen the first time, round, which is quite complicated.
Yeah, but
Well,
this is just an echo. So we've already had this conversation. I
Or
just
it
know
could
the
be a
answer.
dream. I suppose that's the other thing.
yeah,
Because
well,
how do you know
that's
that
my
this isn't reality and the other reality that we think is dreaming isn't the other way around? If you sort of mean. But actually, going beyond that, if you think about, this is a really interesting thing. You know, think about telescopes, right? You
Yeah.
can actually look out into the distance. And
You can.
because you can look into the distance, you can look into time that's gone past. So I was thinking maybe you could use some part of space, like like a bit of a cloud and war or something. You can actually use that as a mirror. So if you could then actually then look back and then look back onto us, you could then look back in time on Earth by looking further into space but onto that mirror.
I'm not stoned enough for this conversation.
But it's quite interesting because that's
I quite like that.
yeah.
Except you'd have to put the mirror
further and further away.
Yeah.
So that's the tricky part. So how would you control the mirror? But if you use things that are already there, the bodies are already reflective enough. Because nowadays we have all kinds of cool things. They gave glasses to the Hubble telescope when it messed up.
They did.
So why can't you do that then in the same way? Because if you know also what the image you're looking at roughly, then obviously you could kind of tune that lens.
You put far too much thought into this, haven't you?
Only right now, sure.
So if you send the mirror out,
We've broken Richard. The most fucked up thing I've ever been involved in.
you know his internal monologue at the moment is.
I can actually smell the sort of the stripping of the plastic cogs.
I was like, if you put your two answers together now, so you send that mirror out far enough and you can bend space time. What if it swats you on the back of the head?
That is interesting. That could be like a boomerang.
Space is a boomerang.
We'll file off the edges before we throw it.
Yeah, just a little bit. Finish it back a little.
And that's really, because then you could find yourself. I don't know. I think I guess the further away you look, the further back in time you're going to go. So you might never see the start of you because obviously you'd have to look at a very short distance mirror in space terms. It's a tricky one. A macroscope. You heard it here first. I think that's the evening chorus. Are they trying to tell us something?
Or it's the dawn. We've been here too long. That's actually dawn.
Is that bird for shut the fuck up?
Actually, I've got a question for you, gents. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, the obvious one is: are you ever going to finish Binky? Well, it's got to be asked, isn't it? I mean, I quite like the fact that it's going to go on forever, and you're going to change your mind halfway through because you're going to get to the stage where it's been going for so long that Salika parts are no longer available, and you can.
Do you leave that comment?
No, I was being very nice. But the thing is, it's the thing because obviously many projects aren't meant to be finished.
No proper project has ever finished.
So does that mean that we're watching this? It's just like a really bad mini-series in America. It's just going to go on and then never actually have an ending.
Well, no, it's going to actually turn out to be a dream.
Yeah,
That's what,
we're going to wake up in a
that
shower.
aspect, yeah.
Are we? Sorry, you haven't even bought me dinner yet. Come on, this is outrageous.
No, I subscribe to the fact that everything is preordained and we are in fact a reflection of a previous existence in the event horizon of a black hole. So it's already finished. I don't need to rush.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good. That's a fantastic excuse. You've obviously spent a lot of time procrastinating about that.
I spend a lot of time procrastinating.
Yes, very good.
On his own. You should probably get him some kind of friend.
I can't be asked with procrastination.
We'll do it later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, go on then. So once you've done this,
Years.
which is going to be
This is only
months away.
This is only Evo 1.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
But what's that? Because obviously, I'd imagine by now you're sick of minis. Probably sick of four-wheel drive.
No, I actually said no more minis 3 minis before this one.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. But would you go? Obviously, you're going to stick with cars. Are you going to stick with the same? Or are you going to go somewhere completely different?
It's vehicular.
It's scary how aligned we are.
Yeah. I'm beginning to worry about this.
Yeah.
Is it going to have tracks?
We haven't
We'll
thought
put an
about
MP3 player in it.
Yeah, we haven't thought about tracks. No.
Oh, I thought about tracks.
Had you?
Wings?
Maybe.
Not just
anything
at the
with
back.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah. Okay.
Hated wings.
Oh, they were good at Glastonbury. Come on.
We need to have a little bit of an exclusive here. Come on, this is.
Well, if we knew anything exclusive, we'd tell you.
We'll make something up. I mean, there must be some. Okay, how many projects have you got that are not even started? They're barely embryonic. They're not
28.
even the twinkle in your eye. Is that an actual number? Or you just made that?
You told me to make something up.
Okay. So should we say 6, 10?
There's
That one.
what? That one. That one.
This one.
There's that one.
That one.
Well, I've seen
There's
5
that
or so
one's
here.
fine.
Yeah.
There's
They're just the ones we're gathering
Yeah.
bits for.
yeah. There's
20s.
And have you got an idea of priority?
that shifts.
It changes with who annoys
yeah.
me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That changes day to day, really. To be honest.
I promised myself we were getting the 205 back out after this is finished.
Knowing full well you're never going to finish this.
Yes. Yeah.
I made peace with that. Rebuild the motor, go back out and have some fun. Up until a few months back when some Scandinavians annoyed me.
Okay.
And then
Actually-
priorities changed.
Actually, it wasn't just Scandinavians, was it?
Lots of people annoy me. Isn't it? What are you gonna do?
It was Norwegians.
Oh, I group them all together.
Do you?
Yeah,
Ah.
you can't.
I don't think that's
you can't
fair.
be racist.
Let's call it Viking.
Viking.
That's quite a good coverall.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so the Viking thing. So are you going to go anti-Viking then? So
No,
what's
it's
the
not
least?
personal.
No, it's not.
No. But as in, if they've annoyed you, you're just going to go the other way. I mean, what the most anti? I can't think of the most un-Norwegian or un-Scandinavian thing.
No, what we intend to do.
Something not boxy and not good.
No, they did something in a manner that wasn't sporting, to my eyes.
Okay.
So we need to redress the balance.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is a grudge match.
Yes.
that's what it
of
is.
sorts.
Oh, now that's
Not-
good.
not personal,
It's what we want to
but-
know about, isn't it? This is good. Okay. Any more hints that we can look
Not
forward
really.
to? No. Okay.
Well, yeah, that.
Oh.
Yes, that.
So that's skyline-ish.
It's not.
I mean, I'm looking at the sky.
Oh, yeah,
so the horizon.
skyline. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the
Okay,
the
well,
light
well,
is drawing in fact.
Well, leave it at that. You've just broke the internet.
It's
now.
that's our 33 skyline, isn't it? It's
So you didn't hear that here first?
No.
I haven't said a word.
No.
Don't tell no one. Thank you.
Are we good?
I think that'll do.
That was fun.
That was good.
We actually tell
People
them that,
asked to give us
yeah,
money,
I suppose, yeah.
so we begrudgingly did it.
No, but that's on a Friday night when you're wearing a miniskirt. That's a very different.
No one has
thing.
ever given me money for that, Ed, to be perfect.
Really not? Oh.
No, it's
Oh.
a shame.
But
Maybe.
you've got lovely legs.
Yeah.
I have. Thank you.
All three of them. Yes. Where's that going?
That's not no.
Give us a £20 note anyway you like.
Well, it's been a lovely day, and I thought I should, sort of just to support you chaps, because you're doing a really awesome job, and I haven't got a job. Because your hands are filthy, you need to have some proper. Not yours so much. You do a little bit of work.
Well, I must have fallen over.
That's when you were handing me the broom.
That
Wasn't it?
brush is dirty.
But look, some proper orange gloves so that you actually stop yourself imbibing all kinds of horrible chemicals.
Thank you, Edward.
You're very
They're
welcome.
fantastic.
And out for yourself. That's outrageous. Right, in that case, he's going to get the better present.
Oh,
So these are eye muffs, because he makes so much noise.
He does
a
make
lot
a
of
massive
grinding, not only on metal, but other stuff. So basically, these are very cool. So basically, they are ear muffs and eye muffs all at the same time. And to go with all that, I've got some lenses
These are great.
to go with that as well, which is rather groovy. And then, because your nuts are very squeaky, and this is the green version of that, so it does exactly the same thing, but it won't destroy the environment, which is lovely. So there we go, sirs.
That's
Got
very
you a
kind of
box.
you. Oh, look.
Can I keep the contents as well?
There's nothing in it. It's just a box.
Yes, look at that.
Damn it, you put the mug back in.
Brand new, sir.
That is lovely. Is this the one that you ordered up?
Unfortunately not. No, that's now in a museum.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Awesome
coming.
stuff. Well, thank you.
We've loved having you.
It's been great
It's
fun.
been really, really
We should do
awesome.
it again.
You did love having him, didn't you?
I did. Earlier.
I thought that was you.
It's difficult to taste fine.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Probably see you later.
Size, just to fry people dead.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, and the chair. Yeah, come on, you got it from.
Oh, like that matters. Okay, yeah, spin it this way.